So yeah, thank you. Shabri, James, I really do appreciate the opportunity to speak today. And also to the other individuals that have come before me. I think there's been some key insights that I'll definitely be taking away. So Molly, Charlotte, and Kim, I think you've done an amazing job so far. So for my 7 minutes, I'm going to be discussing the power of your peers. Now, when James first approached me, he asked me a question as to why I've been successful during my 2-year tenure here at Seismic. Now, it brought me through a process of reflection, and I personally believe I owe a lot of my success to other individuals that are within my team. So what I'm going to be covering are 4 key points and relating those 4 key points to 4 individuals that are actually at the same level as me. So I want to prove that you don't need to progress or develop your career solely per se by having more senior people involved. I've learned a great deal from the people that are around me. So the first point is going to be around brand. The second is organization. The third is knowledge. And then the final point is going to be around being human. Now, before I jump into these points, a mentor once told me that you should never just adopt someone's personality or characteristics. You should just adapt them, draw on the positive elements and incorporate it into your own delivery. So that's exactly what I've done for these 4 key elements. Now, first of all, brand. When I talk about brand, I really wanted to relate it back to the point when I first joined Seismic. Now, our business in London was identified as a startup within a startup, but I noticed one individual that was known globally, and that was Matthew Burge. He was identified from every BDR across the globe, from throughout EMEA, Asia Pac, America. He had a key relationship with everyone across the team, all the way up to the founders. He developed an internal brand which developed so much respect around him that I wanted to match myself up to this individual and mirror his approach to operating within the business. Now, not only did he develop an internal brand, but he translated this into the external market as well. He would attend literally every single networking event possible. But what this enabled him to do was network with like-minded peers just like us and became a thought leader within the space in a very short space of time. Now, really what I learned from this individual is that your brand is a key element to the success you'll receive within an organization. Now, that is something that he's definitely received, and I've really tried to take that on board and learn from the key elements that he's really, really good at. So the second point is going to be around organization. Now, when I touch upon organization, I joined the business at the same time as Tom Birch. Now, he has been super successful since joining, but he brought with him a wealth of experience from his days in recruitment. Now, he was super focused and results orientated towards delivering a particular result. Now, he would come in and do the same thing week in, week out, and that would be to plan his whole week. That would be week by week, day by day, and hour by hour. He would hold himself accountable to delivering a certain task in his diary. Now, if there's one thing that I want every individual to take away is plan your diary out week in, week out. What this enables you to do is be focused towards delivering against a certain activity. Now, that might be a certain amount of time for mapping out accounts, doing email ones, cold calls, LinkedIn messages, or LinkedIn voice notes, as Charlotte mentioned. And it really focuses you towards delivering against a certain activity. Then you have the age-old saying of activity achieves a certain amount of results. And really what I learned from this individual is that focused minds deliver top results. Now, the third point is around knowledge. I owe a lot to Will Cox-Beverley when I actually joined the business, because he's the person that opened the door for me to come in at Seismic. I've always known this individual to go the extra mile, and I've always paid a close attention to exactly what he's doing. That might be listening to his calls or understanding how he does discovery, anything like that. One thing I always noticed about this person, he had an internal knowledge that was beyond the level of any BDR. He would understand our own technology and our own solution to a technical level, so he could speak the jargon of all of these IT professionals or leaders. Now, this made him extremely insightful in delivering a clear and precise pitch. Now, not only did he do this from an internal perspective, but he understood the external industry by reading things such as annual reports, newsletters, and articles, which enabled him to become a trusted advisor and a credible resource. Now, really what I've learned from this particular individual is that knowledge enables credibility. And I really believe that credibility is key when you're delivering resonant messaging. Now, my final point is relatively basic, but it's around being human. And I really think at this particular time, during these uncertain times, that you have to deliver a pitch or a message in an empathetic way. And there's no person in our team that does it better than Baz Lewis. Now, I've really learned a great deal from this individual because he's super empathetic, compassionate, but persistent in his approach, and is able to gain relationships super quickly and becomes a trusted advisor practically straight away. Now, these are 4 key points that I've learned from 4 individuals, and I've owned them myself. Now, to conclude this all together, I personally believe being a BDR isn't an individual sport. Although your name will be on the leaderboard, it takes a team for you to be successful. And I personally owe everyone and more that I've mentioned a lot. I owe all of these individuals a lot to my actual success that I've had within the business. So I hope every individual can take something away from that brief discussion.